Yeah, let's talk about Couchbase Cloud on Azure. First of all, let's talk about Couchbase Cloud itself. Talk a bit about it.
So Couchbase Cloud itself is a fully managed environment of Couchbase Server in the cloud as a database as a service. The customer simply fires up the what we call the control plane, right, or your control environment, and then you get to specify what types of server instances you want to run. And this is helpful when you want to performance match your application to the infrastructure that you're running in. We run in AWS as well as Microsoft Azure right now, and we actually allow customers to support multi-cloud kinds of environments where some of it might be hosted in Azure, then it might be replicated back into AWS for backup purposes or other geographic considerations. Maybe there's a predominance in one particular geography for Azure over AWS, for example. But it's fully managed Couchbase. We drive it for you. So any issue or operational concern you might have about making sure that Couchbase is behaving alive and well, we take care of, and it allows the developer and our customers to go and build out the array of application types that they're often very, very accustomed doing. Those user profile-based applications, catalog-based applications, mobile applications that are serving that decentralized user community. All of those continue to be the kinds of projects customers are doing, but now it's a much more both affordable and manageable environment, right? Where it's very, very simple to get going and be productive. So it's taking off pretty well. The original product was released in June of 2020. Azure came out in December, now we're giving customers that multi-cloud experience that allows them to not worry about things like cloud vendor lock-in, those types of things.
Now, let's talk about some of the key benefits of having Couchbase Cloud available on Azure.
So, the core benefit is that flexibility for customers, right? They can choose the clouds that they prefer. There's a massive amount of Azure being the number 2 cloud in the world. There's a lot of companies who have continued their adoption of Microsoft-based technologies and carried that forward into the cloud, and said, all right, Azure is going to be my corporate standard. So we help support them. What's interesting, though, is when you look, we've got customers who are deploying on Azure right now who have seen something like a 200% performance improvement over applications they might have deployed in a different a Microsoft-based technology, for example, like Cosmos, and deployed that on Couchbase, and then said, wow, the performance of my application changed overnight when I was able to move the workload into Couchbase. So there's a price performance benefit, there's that flexibility benefit, and there's the confidence of never losing control over your environment. You're never bound to a cloud provider. You're never arguably bound to a database provider either. And in both cases, I think that gives companies confidence that even in the cloud, they will still control the sovereignty of their data wherever they happen to host it, and that's a really big concern for large enterprises. Is they don't want to lose that core control over the information that is oftentimes their most valuable corporate asset.
Are there different editions also, like Developers Pro Edition and Enterprise Edition, something like that?
Yeah, there are. What's really interesting about that is it's all the same software infrastructure. And the only delta is what your service level agreement is with us. So we do have a Developer Pro kind of edition that has relaxed SLAs, right? That you will handle your response time in 4 to 8 hours kind of thing instead of a 1 hour response time for production systems. So we built the environment so that the customer enjoys all of the same capabilities throughout. But the difference is what our agreement between ourselves and the customer is for responsiveness to support them.
Couchbase, you folks are very, very active in the open source communities. So let's talk about what are the open source components of Couchbase Cloud, and what kind of access the community has to some of your technologies there.
Well, so Couchbase Cloud itself is designed to be fully managed and kind of invisible to the customer. But underpinning it is Couchbase Enterprise Edition, but that's also managed by a Kubernetes-based environment that includes Prometheus-based monitoring and such as some of the other open source tools that we're using to create this portable environment. And then there are a number of other utilities that we offer. All of our SDKs are open source, so that customer can pick and choose for Azure. They can use the .NET environment. For if they're in a different environment, they can use Java or Scala or Python or whatever as their SDK there. And then we do provide additional tools like an object data mapping tool called Ottoman, for example, is another open source tool that we're building with the community that makes JavaScript development much easier. And there's any number of other there's about 30 other tools out there that integrate with Couchbase and its that are available on GitHub and such that, like I said, are available there. There's another utility I just thought of as I was closing out there, is a utility we're making that allows us to map relational databases like Microsoft SQL Server into Couchbase and demonstrate how easy it is to actually move a relational database into a NoSQL system with just a couple of button clicks and a configuration file to say, all right, read this here, map it into Couchbase, and then you can very, very easily see how your application might move ahead. So that too is something we're demonstrating right now. Look for continued investment in and growth in Couchbase Cloud, and continued investment in this helping organizations get through this weird pandemic-driven kind of IT space, and continue to give the best possible user experience to their customers, because that's really what's driving us as well.
Right, and the more we democratize these technologies, the better it is. Because sometimes when we look at, as I was saying earlier, cloud native computing landscape, yes, they are all open source, but to getting started with Kubernetes, oh, good luck with that.
We've been doing that for about 5 years, so we're pretty good at it now. But
Right.
yes, that's absolutely true.
Yeah. Jeff, thank you so much for talking to me today about the Couchbase Cloud and also your survey, which gives us a deeper insight into where the industry is moving. And I look forward to talk to you again. Thank you.
Yeah, Swap, it was great seeing you again, and thank you so much, and we'll talk again.